Hey there, this is Teacher Elizabeth with a new art video for you since I can't come into your classrooms for the time being. What you're seeing here now are some paintings from Vincent van Gogh that I'm hoping will inspire you to be focused on color today. We've got the painting of him with his ear cut off, and we've got Starry Night, the two most famous paintings he's ever made. Alright, so let's get started on color. Today I'm going to teach you about all the colors on the color spectrum. And here's what you're going to make. It's a color wheel with a creative twist. By the time you've completed this video, you will probably know more than you thought you ever needed to about the color spectrum. Now, before we get started, I need to go through the materials list with you. Like normal, it's a simple list. We're just using colored pencils, paper, pencil, and a ruler. We're going to begin with the primary colors. Red, yellow, and blue. Primary colors are the source of all the other colors in the color spectrum. You cannot mix a red, yellow, or blue, but you can mix secondary colors with red, yellow, and blue. You make an orange by mixing together the red and the yellow. You mix together the blue and the red to get purple. And you mix together the blue and the yellow to get the green. Next, we have the tertiary colors. They are created by mixing together one primary color with one secondary color. So that first box was yellow-orange, the second box is red-orange, and then I've moved into the blue-purple, and then the fourth box on the bottom is the red-purple. And then the final two boxes are going to be the blue-green and the yellow-green. Notice as I'm shading these in how I do it with a series of layers and change direction with my pencil. I'm also paying attention to how much pressure I put on the pencil. I want a lighter mark, I put less pressure. I want a darker mark, I'll put more pressure. Okay, let's start. The first thing you're going to need to do is to draw a big circle. Draw the top half of the circle and then draw the bottom half of the circle. I find this to work a little bit better to get me a little bit better of a circle. Please don't worry about being perfect. Next, you need to find the center of the circle. You can guess or you can measure. After that, I need you to draw two diagonal lines passing through that center. Then I need you to draw a horizontal line, a side-to-side line that passes right through that center. So we've got 6 pie pieces. Inside each of those 6 pie pieces, you're going to put a hatch mark in the center. Again, you can guess or you can measure. Go ahead and pause and take that step. It's probably a good idea to go ahead and watch me do this step before you try it. All I'm doing is taking each one of those hatch marks that I made inside each one of those pie shapes, and then I'm creating 2 diagonal lines that meet at those hatch marks to create a point. So in the end, you're going to end up with something that looks like a star shape. Please don't worry about being perfect. We're just drawing diagonal lines from those hatch marks you created inside each pie shape. Go ahead and pause and try this next step. Okay, moving on. Now I'm going to draw 2 diagonal lines and a line right down the center. Go ahead and pause and check this out. If you do it in the steps that I'm showing you, you'll have no problem. All right, now it's time for color. We're going to color in our primary colors first, the blue, the red, and the yellow. Please pay attention to where I'm coloring in these triangles. I put the blue in at the top right, counted over 4, and colored in the red triangle. Then I counted over 4 more, and I colored in the yellow. So again, count over 4, Now we're going to add white. When you add white to a color, it's called a tint. So we're going to create tints on the other half of these diamond shapes inside this color wheel. So you start with the white first, and then you add color on top, and you use your finger to blend. So again, put the white down first, put the color on top. Now we're going to put in our secondary colors. Remember, the secondary colors are two primaries mixed together. So what you've got in front of you now is purple, which is just red and blue mixed together. Notice how I layer the color. It makes it easier for you to stay in control of your color mixing if you don't get too dark or heavy with the color too soon. After you color in the color, you then have to create its tint. And again, a tint is just adding white. So you put the white down first, and then you mix the color on top. So the purple was red and blue plus white. Then I'm moving over to the green, which is another secondary color, which I used blue and yellow. And I used white, and then put blue and yellow on top. And then I move to the orange, which is red and yellow. I need to make the tint of that orange. So I put the white down, and then I mix the red and yellow on top. Go ahead and pause the video again, just because it's a lot of information. All right, moving on. Now we're going to use the ruler for the very last time. You're going to make little triangles in the spaces in between the points of the star. Please just watch what I'm doing here and don't worry about being perfect. This is a good time to pause and take this step. Now it's time to continue expanding your knowledge on color. When you add black to a color, it's called a shade. So you'll start with the black first and lightly shade it in. Black really takes over colors, so be careful how much you use. Then you put the color on top. So I've started off with the yellow. You're going to notice that actually yellow and black make a kind of green. Then I moved on to the orange. I put the black down first, lightly, and the orange on top. I did the same with the red, the purple, the blue, and the green. Please pause the video and take that step. All right, the learning continues. You're going to learn now about a tone. A tone is just adding gray. So to make gray, you got to use black and white. The best way to do that is put the white down first. So go around to all those triangles next to those shades of colors you just did. And I want you to add white, and then I want you to add a little bit of black on top. The first one I'm filling in is the tonal blue, which just means a grade blue. So I put the white and the black down, and then I put the blue on top, and then I came back with the white and maybe come back a little bit with the black or white or blue, whatever I need to make the tonal blue the way I want it to look. Moving on, go ahead and add black to all of the white that you already went around and added to those empty triangles on the edges. Remember to use a really light layer of black, and your finger is a great blending tool. On top of all those grays, you're going to add your color. So you've got the green, the yellow, the orange, the red, and the purple left. All right, final step, the tertiary colors. These are my favorite colors. We've got yellow-green, blue-green, yellow-orange, red-orange, blue-purple, and red-purple. When it comes time to mix these colors, you're going to find them in between one primary and one secondary. So if you've got a blue and a purple next to each other, the tertiary color that's in between is a blue-purple. Now, when you're coloring this in, do it really carefully because you don't want to get too heavy with the colored pencil too soon because it makes it really difficult to lighten a color if it gets too dark too quick. So after we've got the blue purple, we're going to move to the blue green. It's in between the blue and the green. You're going to mix the blue green with yellow and blue just like normal, but because it's a blue green, you're going to use more blue than yellow. Next we have yellow green. We're making a green again, so it's going to be the yellow and the blue, but this time because it's a yellow green, you're going to use more yellow than blue. You're also going to be really careful with how much pressure you're putting down on the blue pencil so that you don't make it too dark too quick. You can get heavy with that yellow pencil, but be careful with that blue pencil. All right, now we've got yellow-orange. Same thing with the pressure. Don't push down too hard with the red because we need it to be a yellow-orange, which means there needs to be more yellow than red to create the yellow-orange. Next we go to red-orange. We're using red and yellow again, but this time we use more red and less yellow, so we can make sure that the orange is leaning towards red. Last but not least, we have red-purple. So the red-purple is going to fall in between the red and purple, the primary red and the secondary purple. You're going to put the red down first and then add a little bit of blue. Because it's a red-purple, you're going to have more red than blue. You've made it. You made it to the end of the video. You probably have some of your project done and some more to go. So good luck, and remember, be well and stay positive.